Alright, I'm finally gonna get to this video. Y'all like my outfit? Yeah. Like raggedy, funky look that they claim all truck drivers have. And I'm about to change it into collar-like businessman fashion buttons. All of y'all just use full advantage of when you take a shower. Posture means everything, so you can do wide or you can do closed, but I'm gonna do wide because that's easier. So 1, 3. Somebody rode on my damn truck while I was asleep. Look at this shit. Stupid fuck. Should probably use a damn permanent marker too. And YouTube at the same damn time. Man, I gotta hurry up and get home. I ain't got no clean clothes. Only thing that I could put on today was a goddamn dress. This is crazy. Hello everybody. Hey y'all know what a sister is going through. That to be said, it's all kind of lessons to be learned from this. And there's all kind of lessons that can be passed on. One of the major lessons I realized is a lot of people are so scared to talk about their final moments in life. I say they probably scared to talk about it. Like I say that because most people don't talk about, okay, if I pass away, this is where my life insurance paperwork gonna be. If I pass away, this is where my will gonna be at. A lot of people probably don't even have life insurance set up. They probably don't even have a will set in place. I really feel like everybody should have a will, because a will is like a map. A will tells whoever's responsible to bury you how you want to be buried, who gets what, if you got a house, if you got a car, if you got clothes, if you got jewelry, this and that. That will is legal documents to where the family do not have to sit here and fight each other over stuff. From what I'm learning, a nice enough funeral costs between, let's see, I had to say 4, let me see, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, between $14,000 and 20 grand. $14,000 and 20 grand will get your loved one buried on the ground. Have a nice funeral service with casket, you know, flowers, embalming, all that stuff. So this is something that a lot of people don't talk about, don't think about. You need to sit there and figure out who your beneficiary gonna be. If it's gonna be your daughter, your son, your mama, your daddy, your sister, who is gonna be the responsible person that when you die, they can make sure that you get buried right, and they can make sure that if you got kids, your kids is going to get the leftovers of the policy, or they're going to get the proper stuff, because they're going to make sure that they get the will. That's a legal binding document to distribute things. Please have a will, because a lot of people have life insurance, but they probably don't have a will. Or you got life insurance, but it's not enough money to really take care of stuff. Or it's just enough to bury you, but then it's not enough to make sure your kid's okay or to make sure your spouse okay. It's still like people left behind, because people got to take off from work. Like me, I have to take off from work to take care of all this stuff. And now I have to go back to work and try to really work hard to get my bills and stuff back up. So you got to think about the people that have to take time to grieve, so that way they're not sitting here worried how they gonna pay the bills and this and that. I mean, if you care about, especially the children, like if you got little babies, or even if you got older kids, you know, it makes sense to just have enough life insurance, or have it to where your will specifies how much of your 401k or your pension or all that stuff. Like, it's a lot of stuff that has to be taken care of when somebody passes away. Like, you got to make sure your debt is secured, because some people might have student loans, some people might have loans, some people might, you know, you got to get car payments, cars squared away. You got to get your mortgage squared away. You got, if you're renting a place, you got to get the place that you renting squared away. Like, all these places are going to have to be notified that the person that was occupying these bills are no longer here, so that they can either, what they do, what the bill collectors do, but they can't charge it anymore. Because, you know, some people have direct stuff coming out their billing accounts, to where if they don't know that the person's deceased, they're still digging into account. That's another thing too. You gotta know where people keep car keys. You need to know where people keep their wallet, because now you gotta try to find their credit cards, find their bank cards, because it still might be money in those that can either go towards the funeral or go towards helping out. All I gotta say is have a level head of when you plan this stuff, because sometimes you can think you got it all mapped out and planned out until it happened. And then when it happened, families is literally like bang, bang fighting over stuff and money. That's why that will is a must have. And I actually sell Legal Shield. Like, I just signed my sister up for her Legal Shield. She's about to make her will. I've been had my will. Like, I got all my life insurance and all that stuff squared away. So if something happened to me, my kids and family, they gonna be all right. I'm gonna be able to be buried nice, and then they gonna have some money left over and then some. So you just gotta be smart about it, be good about it, and then try to insure yourself while you healthy and young. Because when you get old and sickly, those insurance policies are expensive. The older you get, the sicker you get. Some people are not even insurable because they're so sick. So try to start a policy in your 20s, or as soon as you turn 18, or if you're a parent, put a policy on your child that you can give to your child for them to continue to take over, or you keep paying it until you die, whatever. That's how you do it. Like, if you smart, you'll take out a whole life. Not even talking about term. I think the only people who should get term life insurance is people that have a hard time getting insurance. So you gotta get what you can get, or somebody that's probably about to die, so you don't really need to have it that long anyway. But if you somebody that's healthy and you somebody that's probably gonna be here for a while, get a universal life or a whole life insurance policy. And the reason why I say do that is because that's actually a investment. Like, whole life and universal life, it builds cash value. And I've actually borrowed against some of my policies, and usually you don't have to pay it back. It just deducts from the face amount on your insurance policy. So it's good to pay it back, because you want to try to leave whoever's going to bury you with the whole face amount value. And then if you don't pay it back, it do build interest on it, but they don't really require you to pay it back. But that's a great investment in case you fall on hard times and you need to borrow like $500 here or $1,000 here. Like, over so many years, like 5 years it build, 10 years it build. Over those year increments, it builds cash value that you can actually like borrow against. And when I say borrow against it, you can call them up. Hey, I want to see how much cash value I got. I just want to know how much is in here that I can actually borrow. Oh man, we got about $1,200 that you can borrow. Would you like for us to cut the check? Yes, you can send that out tomorrow as soon as you can. Boom, $1,200 in your mail, because you was responsible enough to keep your universal life and whole life insurance paid up for years and years on end. So that's one thing I gotta give credit to my mother for, man. She taught us how to be professional. She taught us how to be responsible. My mom that was a go-getting somebody, boy. Like, she made sure she kept her bills paid. Like, I'm going through all her stuff now, and that woman was on top of her stuff. You hear me? She made sure she had her stuff in place, but I felt like she could have had more life insurance, and she should have had a will. And the weird thing about it is, she was about to, like, when I went to get her clothes for the funeral, I seen on the side of her bed where she had a booklet will. So it looked like she was about to make a will, but she never got around to making a will before she passed on. So that's so sad. So yes, guys, have your stuff in order. Do not be scared to talk to your loved ones about these final arrangements, because everybody have to die. And don't be one of them somebodies where every time you die, somebody gotta go put a GoFundMe together because you didn't get a life insurance. If you start early, and that's another thing I like about whole life or universal life too. The premiums don't go up or down. What you started off paying, you pay that your whole life through. But term, after so many years, like after every 25 to 20 years, as you get older, what you was paying goes up because you're getting older. But if you get a whole life and universal life, what you started off paying is what you pay until you pass on. So that's a smart thing too about, and that's another benefit too about having universal life and whole life, is just making sure that you can afford it. So if you start young, then you getting a pretty affordable premium that will never go up. That's why it's always great to start young. Don't wait till you get too old and sickly, because then you're going to either have some high premiums or don't nobody want to insure you. Smart about your stuff, and don't be afraid to tell people where you keep your paperwork at, or whoever the beneficiary is. Shoot, take a screenshot of the policy number in their name and the name of the company. So if something happens, they got the company's phone number, the name of the company, and the policy, so they can start making arrangements for you. So this stuff is very vital, man, because you don't never know who's going to pass and who's going to be next. I don't care how young, old, or whatever. This stuff needs to be known, so whoever's responsible for you, they can put you away decently without it stressing them out, because burying somebody is very, very, very stressful. It's stressful. So the less stress you can take off somebody that has to put you away, the better. So just be considerate and don't be so closed-minded like you never going to die, because everybody got to go. So have this conversation. Tell people where your paperwork at. Tell people who you insured with. Tell people how much money you got, and put a dang will together and tell people where that will is at, so people can be all right and it ain't no bickering and fighting. All the legal stuff is done. So all right, guys, I thought I'd share that with you guys. Right now I'm having kind of a okay moment. It's kind of an okay moment for now. So police stay around this piece. They stay around her. You can tell her sister back home. And I actually just made a video, and it's going to be a ride around of the west side of Baltimore. Man, I'm back home. Like I think I said in one video where I said I wasn't used being in North Carolina because North Carolina too quiet. Like where I'm from, I'm used to hearing helicopters, police sirens all day. And I'm back in this crap. That's all I've been hearing all day. Whoop, 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 whoop. Like, god dang, I'm back home. I'm back home, but I'm about to go home. I'm about to get the hell away from home to go home for homes. But all right, y'all, I'm out this joint. Deuces.